Greetings and welcome one. Oh, I messed that one up. Greetings and welcome everyone. It's an All You Can Geek Gamecast. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy,
What's up?
Corey Feinsod,
Ahoy!
and Tony Korkanakis.
Yo!
Welcome guys, welcome listeners and viewers. We are live on Twitch right now, Tuesday nights, starting 8 o'clock. Just at the movie cast. Gamecast is right now. If you can't join us for these live broadcasts though, we're over on YouTube. All the content's there from forever, years ago. So check it out. Subscribe, let us know, leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you guys. Gamecast, folks. Here we go. What have we been up to? Mike, kick us off.
I have withheld my temptation to play Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 because I still want to.
Still, I thought you were going with the whole like, oh, couldn't do it anymore. I'm in,
No,
baby.
no,
We got this.
well,
Stealing everything.
luckily, I'm still playing Marvel Rivals like it's crack. Not, and I'm realizing I'm not good at this game because
That's my holdup.
Given,
like I'm so far behind. I don't know.
Well, so given the hours I've put in, I should be a higher rank than I am, and I've also actually like calculated my win rate, and it's not good. I'm Platinum 2, but I have like a 42% win rate in ranked at least.
Right.
So
Ultimately,
you do
Mike,
climb.
it is a video game.
When you don't.
Are you having fun with it though?
When I win, so 41.
Then you're taking it too seriously, man. You should have fun
having
with it.
fun.
Come on. You gotta have
this
fun
falls
with
in line though with what Mike likes to do.
Yeah, Mike,
60% of the time.
Yeah.
Mike's a masochist.
No. Well, my quick play win rate is like 75% though,
Alright.
so there's that too.
That ranked is a different beast.
Yeah. No, still loving that game. I am ready for the mid-season stuff coming up. It is feeling a little stale compared to because I've been Invisible Woman so much now, and I've
You get the wedding dress, Mike?
That's good as nice.
No, I don't have the money for that yet, but I'm close. I'm close.
Alright.
Because I'm burning through that battle pass and getting some of the extra coins and stuff.
These
I have to
skins
make
are
a
great,
decision.
man. They're so
They
good.
are. I'm not ready to spend money on a specific skin yet. So if I accrue enough of all the coins, which takes a lot to get there, I might buy. I might consider that one. There's a few others I'm considering. But here's the current state of GameStop and the local GameStop that I have. Because so from Christmas, which is now a little while ago, my parents, my in-laws, the generation above me, I am the gamer. So I got a lot of GameStop gift cards. So
spend it now.
Like,
spend it now.
Yeah, I know. So I'm like, I'm going there and I'm like, all right, there's two games I know I'm gonna want to play upcoming, and my online wallet gift cards from like I guess my birthday before that are about done finally. And I don't want to buy online if I can avoid it, download, because we've talked about why. So I go to my local GameStop and I'm like, all right, and I wasn't confident going. I'm like, so do you have a physical copy? Obviously a PS5 version, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They're like, no, we don't have that. And they're like, all right, then maybe they're like, if someone pre-ordered it, it would be
of course.
there, maybe.
I hate that crap. Sorry,
Yeah.
because of the shit they get for it. They get a lot of shit.
Because I was there literally just so it would show up there and I could get a physical copy and buy from GameStop using like the $200 of gift cards I got. I was like, all right, I guess I'm gonna pre-order the Like a Dragon Pirate Yakuza. So if I'm going to be the reason why my local GameStop has at least one copy of that game, I'm gonna get that. So that's what's upcoming for me, and that's the state of GameStop right now. You need to pre-order the game.
Let me ask you, when they said they didn't have in stock, did they try to sell you Pop figures?
No. No, I was... Yeah, they were... I feel like I might have intimidated them a little bit with, like, knowing
Too much
stuff.
Yeah.
so
they get a lot of parents in there, really, to get the games. So...
They don't care.
No.
They don't care.
I was surprised there were 2 people working there when I was in there.
Ooh,
it's more than they normally have. Yeah. Yeah, no, so I'm trying to spend those gift cards because it's looking bleak for them. But
It's not looking good, but especially with digital numbers we're about to get into and stuff. But all right, Corey, anything for you?
Yeah, actually, I've been playing a little bit of the Diablo expansion finally. So got into that. My
What, 6 months
yeah, I haven't
later, right? Didn't it come out in
yeah,
summer or something?
October,
October?
We
October.
talked about
Well, I
it.
mean, that's
You got it like yeah,
almost 5
yeah.
months now. So
Finally.
yeah.
Yeah, no, this is there. It's there. So I've been playing that, playing the Spiritborn character, which is the new one that they introduced in that. And I mean, it's not like they're gonna have any expansions anytime soon. So I got plenty of time. I don't have to rush through this
Didn't
thing.
they say they were trying to do it yearly or something though?
If they wish they could do it yearly, but
I understand.
I have no doubt that there will not be a big expansion this year.
I just gotta say, like, nothing against you, but I just remember when Diablo 4 came out, everybody, all our friend group, like, was on that, and I was like, nah. Like, even my brother at that time was offering to buy me the game, and I was like, nah. And he's like, why? I was like, because I doubt in more than a month nobody's gonna be playing this game. Like, and it's not that even if I got it for free, I just wouldn't care because I wouldn't want to put that time into it. Like, personally,
Right.
that's how I view things.
Yeah, the
right?
investment. Yeah.
It's just not worth it.
No, it's still really good game. It's just not, yeah, people moved on from it. So, but yeah, I'm having fun.
And that's the thing. It's just good, right? Like it's
Yeah,
just good. So
it's a little better than good, but it's not back in the day with Diablo 2 kind of.
yeah.
They still have stuff they can make it better, but it's been fun, and this new character is interesting. I haven't really unlocked all of the different, well, not unlocked, or gotten all the weapons to unlock my full potential per se. So there's a lot of grinding that still needs to happen, but it's just still a good experience. So
Yeah.
having fun with that.
Cool.
And it runs great on Steam Deck, so easy to play.
Yeah. All right. 20?
Not much at this point. It's really just waiting for Monster Hunter Wilds next week.
I mean, that's the thing is I'm gonna probably jump in on that.
Nice.
Oh yeah, man. I've been this looks pretty amazing. Plus, I have to be part of that. Whatever my bold prediction was.
Oh right.
I gotta get on that. So.
But yeah,
maybe I'll spend some GameStop money on that if my other friend forces
Do
me to
it,
play
man.
this game.
Might as well. Like I said, you're not gonna be able
do
to
it.
spend
And
it much
it's
longer.
cross-platform too, so
Yeah.
it doesn't matter what environment you're playing it on. But I'm just looking forward to this game, and it just seems like it's the perfect storm of getting that franchise to the next level. Because Worlds obviously did it, and then Rise followed up on that, and I just feel like this one, with all of that, launching on Steam day 1 too, is just going to be like huge for this game.
And the character designs are helping a lot.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've already seen so much cosplay of that, and like when you start to see that, you're like, all right, this is I get flashbacks of like 2B with Nier Automata. It's like okay.
Yeah. No, and it's coming out
Cosplayers
real
cooking.
soon, so very exciting.
Yep.
I just hope if I do try, because I've tried twice to get into this series, because my one friend Ryan, who has been on this podcast maybe once,
Years ago. Yeah.
yes, is way into it and has been for a while. He's tried to get me to like play it, and I've tried twice, and I'm like, this is impermeable. I can't get into it. I don't understand it, or it's so. Hopefully the onboarding is better this time. I think it probably will be as it gets more mainstream, but if it is, maybe I'll be playing this online. I don't know.
Yeah, in my opinion, every Monster Hunter title that's been localized near at launch, because it used to be one of those things back in the day, kind of like Final Fantasy games and Yakuza games, where it's like it launched in Japan and then we might get it like a year later, right? Or just like they did it prior to, because it was a different audience, right? But now with the globalization of video games and meeting that day 1 worldwide launch, they've tried to reduce the barrier to entry, because they were pretty hardcore games once upon a time. And I'm not saying they're not hardcore these days, but like it's kind of like there's a lot of obtuse information, a lot of tribal knowledge, at least back in the day. Like I remember being super timid getting the Wii one, where it's like refer to a game fact. I'm specifically saying game fact, because back in the day, that was the source of information. Not even like a strategy guide. It's like no. By the time you get the strategy guide, it's already outdated, or like whatever. The players have come up with like new strategies and whatnot. So it's like refer to this game fact. And it's like I don't want to read a game fact to play a game. Like I'm just too old for that. but I think every iteration has really reduced the requirements or the obtuseness where it's like, why are we making these players do it, right? We want people to play the game. We don't need to make it hard in these non-gameplay elements, right? Like the UI, the grindiness, or the what do I want to say? Just some of the items were like really silly and stupid. Like one of the instances is like you have to sharpen your weapon. So like you'll be fighting a monster and it's like you have to sharpen your weapon, otherwise you do crap damage. And it used to be like you could run out of sharpening stones, right? So it's like, what am I doing here, right? You still need to do that, but I think it lasts longer and you can carry more of them or
Yeah, it
whatever.
definitely was much more of a simulation almost too,
Yes,
where it's
yes.
like they're trying to be too realistic, where some things are just not fun. Like, yeah, it's cool that you can do like this is like real life, but things in real life aren't fun. You're not playing a game to try to just do the same thing you could do elsewhere in general. It's like you want to do those things, but you want to do them in a fun way and not make it more difficult. I think that's where they're starting to learn their lessons and make it more of a enjoyable experience instead of a tedious one.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So I think I'm officially out and done on Metaphor. I keep trying to play it, and I'm like, why am I continuing to force myself to play this game like constantly? Like I played it. I played more of it, and just kind of like, you know, 10 hours in, I'm like, I just don't want to do it.
Bad?
No, it's good. It's nothing wrong. I have no complaints, but it's just I'm not into it. I just not feeling it.
Everyone's
Just not feeling it. That's all. Like I'm not even like I take nothing away from people that love the game. I'm
It's
sure
one of
people
my
did.
top games,
It's
so,
just
yeah.
not hitting right now for me. It's just not. And
No,
I'm out.
I think that's part of the Persona fatigue. Just
Yeah,
like
it
Tony was
might
saying.
be. It might be that.
Yeah. It's not bad. It's just what I wanted to what they gave us. And it's funny because like after that podcast where I talked about it in the disappointed of the years, literally there was a thread on Reset Era where people were talking about it and they're like, Persona really needs to move away from the calendar formula for their games. And you had some people chime in and I'm like, yes, or at least don't put it in your games where you control the entire like design. It's like you're not shackled by, oh well, if we move away from this, people are going to be angry and we're going to upset long-time
It's not
fans.
Persona.
Like,
yeah,
you don't need to do
it
this.
wasn't
Like,
supposed to be Persona. Yeah.
right, exactly. So again, it's not bad, but just when I know it's like, okay, you're gonna hit this story beat X hours in, you're gonna hit this story beat Y hours in. Like the whole thing with early on spoilers, the whole thing with like the girl, like the little girl. I'm just like, this is seriously a Persona 4 retread. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing here? Like, I played Persona 4. Maybe a lot of these other people haven't played Persona 4, but I did. Why are you trying to make me feel the same feelings? Like, it just doesn't hit for me.
Yeah. I don't know. So yeah, that'll be going away soon. Probably Yakuza, the pirate in Hawaii.
The reviews started dropping for that today, and it's okay. Like it didn't hit the infinite wealth.
80s-ish, right? Is it 80s?
The last I looked was like mid to high 70s.
Mid 70s. Okay.
I saw 79 Metacritic, but 82 OpenCritic last time.
That's what OpenCritic I think I was seeing. So I probably get that, for me.
Yakuza games always end up around there.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think that's next for me because I
really
just want to play something. I don't want to play anything like that in depth. I think right now. I think, and that's what Metaphor. I think it's just not hitting. I'm just not in that mood.
I
for
think
it, so.
It's a commitment to, and it's too familiar. So I get it.
Right.
So I did get a Hall Effects keyboard, which is freaking amazing.
Oh yeah,
what?
Nice.
Yeah.
What was
Hall
it?
Effects, it's magnetic, like mechanical keyboards. This is magnetic. They're magnetic, so you can adjust the actuation points like to the millimeter. Like it's ridiculous how crazy customizable you can make them, and it feels real nice. Like this is it here.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's crazy cool. Just the customization you can do with that thing, it's ridiculous. And they were saying like people that use them, like if you're in a competition, like first-person shooter competition, it's almost like cheating. Like where it's like the difference between mechanical keyboards and these is almost as much as a keyboard mouse to a controller.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because how much control you have over the
That's cool.
different dead zones, actuation points, where like the releases, and it's ridiculous. Yeah, so they're talking about like either banning them or making it so that everyone has to have them. So that's how crazy they are.
All right.
Yeah, they're pretty neat.
Cool. All right, gaming news, guys. Gaming news. Last week we had the State of Play shortly after our podcast. So I think it was the day after.
I almost forgot about
right?
that.
Yeah, it's a while ago already.
Well,
Of
that's
note,
not the only reason why I I forgot about it, but okay.
Yeah. Of note, man, I think that the story of the night is going to be Days Gone Remastered's coming, right?
The big one.
Right?
Well,
Yep. I don't know why I didn't say that till the end, Jim. What the heck?
I don't
Come
know.
on.
I mean, clearly because I was saving that Bloodborne remaster that they talked about, right? That did happen,
Yeah.
right? No,
Mm.
no,
I
nothing.
was, at least expecting maybe an Uncharted type remaster
I
thing, but no.
yeah, like I'm shocked that Days Gone got a remaster. I really am. I don't see it, but all right. Of note, what do we got in this show, guys? We got a Borderlands 4 release date. Corey, you were wondering if it's going to make this year, September 23rd, 2025.
Yeah, well, my bold prediction was that it was going to come out sooner than we expected. I think September was the expected date for everyone, just because most of them come out in September, August area, and so that was like the obvious choice. But then I was like, no, it's coming out sooner. But then we got news like maybe it's not coming out at all, and then no, it's coming out in September. So,
Yeah.
which is amazing. I mean, I'm excited. I'm very happy about that. And from the trailer that they had, the launch trailer looks cool. They are definitely adding more like movement options to the game, which I think will help a lot. And hopefully, and it's very gory. I mean, it's really surprisingly more gory than I was expecting it to be, because it is a cartoony game, but they're really like making the gore stand out here. So I don't know. We'll see. But I'm excited for it because it's Borderlands.
Okay. Yeah, and it's coming this year for Corey.
Hmm.
Let's see.
I mean, game of the year already. We know that. So
Saros is House Marquee's next game. That's the Returnal company. They showed that
Yeah.
coming in 2026. What do you guys think? Anything good? No.
that looks cool.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's one of the things
I'm
I have
very-
to play it though.
Yeah.
they keep getting bigger and
But
bigger.
any-
Like, Housemarque's
Yeah.
always kind of had those smaller, big. It gets a little bigger and a little bigger, and then Returnal's like this pretty big version of the same game. But they kind of make the same games and then just make them bigger and bigger. And so we'll see.
Did any of us play Returnal?
I didn't
I
play.
have it. I need to play
I
it.
haven't.
I have it also. I think it was like free at one point.
Yeah. Let's see. Metal Gear Solid Delta Snake Eater release date. It is happening in August. I think we talked about that. August 28th. So that it's coming
For
this
some
year as well.
reason,
Mm.
this whole video was released beforehand, and I know it was a leak, but apparently it was a leak. But I saw that trailer before this. But
Yeah.
whatever.
No, just as
Um,
just like Bella was
go on.
saying, the one of the full keyboard. I actually like the 60% a lot. It's nice and tiny and small.
Oh, it's not the full size.
Yeah.
Is that
I
like,
mean,
does that mean like
75,
number?
75 is
Does that
okay.
mean like number key too? Is that like the number
Full
pad
one
too?
would have a
Yeah, that's a
keypad.
full, right? Yeah. So I just can't.
60 to
I can't,
75.
guys. I work too much on this crap. I can't. Tough the game on PC. I just can't do it. Not for me.
Oh,
You can use a controller.
you
I have
yeah,
a
you
controller,
wanna use a
and so that
controller.
is what I'm doing. As I talk to you guys, I have a Steam Deck. It's my game system. I can play a controller with it and everything. You're right. That's my PC. So, all right. Onimusha Way of the Sword, new trailer shown with gameplay, new protagonist shown. Miyamoto Musashi is the protagonist. Not coming out until 2026. I mean, I expected that, but
That's fine.
still cool. I'm happy it's
I mean,
being made.
Monster.
Though.
Yeah, I was gonna say Monster Hunter's gonna take up a lot of the
Yeah.
Capcom. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
They're gonna
Capcom
be
was even
fine.
already talking about not just the first free update, but like the summer update or whatever. So they're definitely putting their weight behind this. And I still feel like we might get a Resident Evil title by the end of the year for October period.
Yeah.
Could be. Yep. Oh, but I do have a keypad, just it's separate. So.
Oh, you do. I just see you guys are talking about. Look, there's Bella's talking about data entry. I'm like, with keyboards, that's all I see with it's work. It's just work.
Oh, that's why you get a fancy one, and it's like.
As I had a gaming mouse for WoW when I played WoW back in the day. I had that whole like
I
100
had to
button
match
mouse.
my mouse color to my
yeah.
keyboard. Oh, where's my?
But
camera? It's hard to see it now.
So
Gotta match it all. The
where
lighting.
was I on this
RPG.
list? Let's see. Tides of Annihilation revealed. Days Gone.
That was Oh,
yeah.
there's the
That's the action. Tides of Annihilation is the action.
But the King
Single player
Arthur.
action game. Yeah.
But the like something like that time period.
Oh, that,
No,
that was
no, that's not that. This is the This was
It's a
the
weird one, right? A
yeah,
very dark, sort of weird one where like there's like
intense.
killer or something.
It takes place modern London.
Yeah, this game I'm looking
Otherworldly
forward to.
forces. Yeah,
This game I'm looking
yeah,
forward to.
yeah.
There's the one other one that I was like, could this be cool? And that was I don't remember what it was called,
Expedition
but that
33.
was the no, I mean that we knew about a little bit.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean the one um the GTA guy who's doing like a futuristic action game with like there's a car and then he's also not in a car.
Mm.
I forgot what it was called.
Yep,
Trailer's not.
same.
I don't know. Um, I don't know.
I wish I could remember.
Yeah, I'm
the trailer.
blanking.
I feel like it was like near that other game that you mentioned, Jim, in the timing
In the
of
thing.
the show.
Let's see. There's Lies of P.
That's
Overture.
DLC. That's DLC.
Yeah,
That's
DLC.
DLC. I'm not sure. I'm trying to think of what else. Metal Eden. No, that's the sci-fi. Lost Soul.
Oh, it probably was Lost
Those
Soul.
could be interchangeable.
That's what I'm thinking. Is Lost Soul. Yeah, I'm thinking it was that.
Yeah, I don't know, because the idea was I heard a little about it that it was a guy who used to work on for Rockstar in GTA, and now it's it's almost like a cyberpunk like setting with a GTA like structure. I don't know if it's gonna really be that big, but that seems like it could be interesting to me.
Yeah,
Jim, are you gone?
yeah. I think Jim.
Jim
Yeah,
is broke.
Jim froze. Oh well.
Mhm. Oh
Let's see
well.
if we get him back. Well, you're excited for Sonic
the-
Racing, Mike?
No, I've never played those games, and I know that this is it's a meme at this point with that series, but I don't understand why Sonic's in a freaking car. Just run.
I
He
know.
runs
It seems
fast.
weird, but at the same time,
He's
you know,
handicapping himself.
What if-
you know?
yeah,
Like, what if it's like putting
back.
Superman in a car? Like, it's stupid.
or the Flash.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's just
There's
weird to
people
me.
who like.
It's just
Go
weird
on.
to me that this is supposed to be, the Switch 2 launch year, and we're definitely getting Mario Kart 9 or 10 or whatever the hell number it's going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, really, you had all these years to make another Sonic racing game. Like, it just feels kind of like with the 2D Sonic game, right? Like, after all these years, like, and Mike, I know you've been talking about wanting like a sequel to Sonic Mania. After all these years, like Sonic 2D, and it's like comes out right before new, or even the week of Mario Wonder, I think, or whatever it was. It's like,
Yeah, they were very close, and yeah, it didn't do well. Not to mention the whole choice of making it like 3D in 2D was poor anyway. So
Oh, the game you're thinking of, Mike, is Mind's Eye.
Mind's Eye. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that was the one thing that I didn't know about going in. It's like this could be cool, at least to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Let's see. Metal Eden coming May 6th. That's very soon. Coming as the sci-fi adrenaline rushing sci-fi FPS. So I don't know how you guys like that one. What else did you get? I mean, what else would you pick from this list? I mean, Monster Hunter Wilds as Mitsune in its first big update, which is funny.
I
It's
mean,
not out. Yeah.
obviously Borderlands was the highlight for my state of play thing, but then the Tides of Annihilation actually I thought looked really
Okay.
cool.
Yeah,
Has
Ties of
Annihilation.
Like,
Yeah.
that looks so cool to me.
Yep.
Like, to me, that looks exactly what I wanted Final Fantasy 16 to be.
Yeah.
Like,
I
the
can
whole
see
time
that.
I was
That
thinking
makes a
that. I
lot
was
of
like,
sense.
this is what I wanted out of Final. And again, we don't know, right? That trailer
Mhm.
could be bullshit. I'm hoping it's not. I hope developers know better these days to make, vertical slices that don't live up to the end result. But it came out of nowhere. It looks good, and the main character's voice actor is Shadowheart from Baldur's Gate 3. So hopefully that
There you
adds
go.
some credibility, weight. I don't know what the right word to it is, but
Both.
All right.
Oh.
Now I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those games like blurred together a little bit
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
In this, but This is
And
the
you're
one
thinking
with
back. It's been almost a week, so you're
no,
like trying to go back.
no. I'll
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it. This is the one with the hot girl protagonist. That's what it is. Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Supermassive Games, Directive 8020, coming this October. That's not shocking because it's a horror style game. Well, thriller, I guess. But anything else from this show you guys wanted to cover?
I think
I'm
we
good
got
with
it.
my stuff. Yeah, I think I'm good covering the big stuff. What's that, Mike?
That's
Good.
it. No, it was just the supermassive one is a departure because it's all like sci-fi, futuristic, and they're the Until Dawn, Man of Medan, those that
Yeah.
company. So it's
Yeah.
interesting.
It's gonna probably be a terrible movie until Dawn Bills.
And probably.
Yep.
All right, what else have we got in gaming news here? We've got Matt Piscatella posting some stats that were interesting. 45-plus-year-old buyers accounted for 45% of the U.S. console purchases during Q4 2024, a record high. Under 44-year-old buyers made up 55% of the console purchasers in the quarter, a record low. So during Q1 2020, under 44s made up of 69% of the purchasers and only 31% being 45 plus. Demographics changing slowly. We're all getting
Consoles
older,
out,
buying
man.
consoles. Yeah.
We're all older.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm good. I'm still under that older group. I'm not in that
Right.
bracket. I'm not in that bracket.
No. Oh,
So-
yeah. But as we said, the younger kids are into mobile and I guess PC because of
PCs are more
streamers.
affordable than ever.
I mean, if you're a younger gamer, I would assume you like.
Actually,
PC.
I
As
think
we're-
they all
as we're
want.
just talking
They
on this
all
podcast
want
about
to
it.
be streamers. They all think they're going to be streamers. So that's also
There's
it too.
there's definitely some credibility to that, Mike. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But I mean,
can try it.
That's the thing is with a computer, you just get more versatility and utility out of a device. Like it's like
Yep.
if you're gonna ask for a $600 to $800 electronic item, why not ask for the thing that's gonna easily allow you to do multiple things, right?
Yep.
Like not
Hey,
like you can't
Mom,
stream
I
with
can
the
do my
PS5,
homework on
right.
here.
Yeah,
It's like-
exactly. You could justify that, be like, oh, and whatnot. But it's also a combination that mobile's just way easier, right? Too, the ground floor for, hey, do you have a phone? Right? Go back to the Diablo, mobile Immortal meme where it's like, do you have a phone? Or most teens, I would imagine, have a phone, and it's not like the discrepancy between phones is that huge anymore, which you talk about whenever Apple or Samsung announces the new yearly phone. It's like the gap is just so small. You don't need to upgrade every year. You have, hey, this is good enough, right? And you even see that with game design, right? Where I didn't link it, but I think MiHoYo, which publishes the games Genshin Impact, Honkai Star Rail, and maybe ZZZ, Zenless Zero, whatever. I mean, they're like, all these are $1 billion plus annual games. And you're just like, how? Where? And it's these young kids, they just get addicted to these gotcha loot box stuff. I can't stand it personally. Like, I tried. I'm like, oh, this is just... Like I tried that Honkai Star Rail, and I liked it, but as soon as they're like, hey, you need to, like, get the good characters by paying money and gambling. I'm like, nope, I'm out. As soon as I see it, I'm like, nah, I'm out. Done.
Yeah.
It's weird, though. Like, a few years back, and this was at my company's Christmas party. This is why I was hanging out with people this age, just so you know. But these kids, like college kids, like 20-year-olds, they were playing Apex Legends on their phones, and I was both impressed and disgusted by that. So that's how it is.
It is
I guess.
impressive that you can play it like that on there, but
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go as far as disgusted, but impressed. Yeah, 'cause I couldn't see that control myself. That's not me. But all right, games, more news. Phil Spencer. Let's go to Xbox news. Phil Spencer was in the news last week talking about being more open. Yeah, and being more transparent with people. So going forward, in their showcases, they will be sure to display PlayStation and Nintendo logos on games that are coming for those consoles.
Okay.
Shocking.
In their own show.
It's weird. It's like they're a third-party publisher now, not a platform.
It's like they don't care about their hardware or something.
Mike, in their own show. We're not talking like this is a broadcast.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's what they're doing. I mean, that's
Been
what
their
they are now.
message for
So
a while. It makes sense if they're going to release stuff on there.
Yeah, of course they
agreed.
are. Everything. So they are a
Not
third
at
party
once.
company. They're a third party company. That's it, 100%. Yeah. So expect to see that on like Steam, Nintendo, PlayStation if they ever they're showing stuff for those games. It'll show up on their previews wherever they show them. So people should know the storefronts where they can get our games. That's the pitch. So
Yeah, because they need to sell as many as they can.
that's it. Money, making money. We talked about it on Discord a little bit. Was it like 70% of it's their profits on the other consoles? 70% of nothing because they weren't releasing before. 70% more is still a lot. So, yeah, you can't fault the model, especially you have to make up all the money.
It is
All
what
right.
it is. Just
Yep.
we just, and that's the other thing is it's been almost a year to the day. It might have actually passed where they had that podcast or whatever where they're like, "Hey, these 4 games are coming to PlayStation 5, right?" It's like, but it's just these 4. We're not saying anything else right now. It's like, okay, every other game you fucking had is definitely coming out on PlayStation 5. As soon as we saw those numbers, right? Like Sea of Thieves charted, whatever
They're all
charted.
getting up in the charts in the stores. Yeah.
It's like,
Yep.
Money,
All right.
money talks.
Not always, because last in the news,
Well,
we have the Marvel Rivals news. So I don't know if this has been
Achievement
is
unlocked, Jim. You have
Yeah.
a successful game. Reward, you're fired.
Yeah, so there were layoffs happening today. Was it today this happened? Yeah.
today, breaking.
Today,
Crazy.
NetEase laid off like an entire support team in Seattle. It sounds like it was
The
Seattle
American
studio.
studio.
Yeah, and the game director that was there, not the only game director of this game, but the game director
The
located
American
there for
equivalent.
this.
The
game.
Chinese ones
Yeah.
are still there.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, this is basically getting rid of the American leads. Is what it seems to me.
yeah. Like thanks for localizing the game. You're out. That's what it sounds like here.
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats. We sold great, but you're out.
Yeah, well, we don't need you anymore because we got this thing self-sustaining itself. So yeah, time to cut
It doesn't
you
matter.
loose.
See, like, so it doesn't matter. Like, hey, let's sell some games and make some money.
Yeah.
That doesn't matter.
You'd think
They're
the
gonna
more
do whatever they
popular
want
it
to
gets, the
anyway.
more support they would need. Like
Yeah.
with the amount of whatever the influx of users and people hitting their servers and all that stuff. But apparently, no, doesn't matter.
Yeah,
No.
I do worry a little bit that what this means for the level or the amount of writing for the releases of their new content going forward. If they don't feel there's anything they need a whole lot of,
I feel like the first year at least is already
translation
roadmapped out,
for.
and
Yeah,
all they're doing is like pushing about like launch, deploy, right, and that's it. But
You know,
it's definitely disappointing. I don't want to come across as I'm defending them. I think it's a shitty move, especially to people who launched one of the most successful games, right? Right after we just went through a couple terrible successes last year, or terrible failures last year with Concord or Suicide Squad, right? It's like this is how you do a live. If you're
service.
doing a live service game in 2025 or later, it's like this is how you do it. It's like, okay, wow, you guys nailed it out of the park. Like hardly any flaws in your execution, no glaring gaps. They were receptive to feedback, still receptive to feedback, and it's like, yeah, you know what? Fuck these American guys. Like we don't need them. It's like, oh,
There also may be some extenuating circumstances about why a Chinese company might not want to do business as much in America lately
Yeah.
if they could avoid it.
It could be that too.
I don't know. It could be
It just
some
sucks.
reason, I don't
It
know.
sucks when you have layoffs happen. We're still having them, and even when you're successful, you get laid off. It's just what are people supposed to do in that industry? What are you supposed to do?
yeah,
yeah.
it's
We-
it's rough. It's fucking
You're gonna see a
terrible.
lot of people just leaving it.
very
Like, we've already talked
disheartening.
about that. It's just now it's even worse. Like
And it's also annoying because right now fans of this game should be excited about, the Thing
new-
and
yeah.
Johnny Storm
'Cause they were showing them off
coming out
today,
in a
too, yeah.
couple days. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
gotta
And-
divert the
The
attention away
Overwatch thing. It's
from.
like, oh, got to get a little
Right,
sugar
but,
to make this news go down better.
Yep.
Well, they were always going to come out around now, but they look
Well, that's
cool. But
also why they probably did what they did right around now. I mean, it's
maybe,
not necessarily a
maybe.
coincidence.
yeah, unfortunately.
But yeah, it is unfortunate because this game is very successful. Like the only good thing you could say about this is that those people can be like, hey, we helped launch one of the most successful games past year. It's super successful. Like I was part of that team, and now I'm available. Who wants me? So maybe there's some of that. for them.
Hopefully.
Yeah. It looks like the director's really pushing for his guys to get hired everywhere. He's like, giving a full bio on
I would
Twitter
hope
for
so,
him.
yeah.
So,
The one
yeah.
thing is Daniel Ahmad, who goes by Zuge EX on
Yeah,
Twitter,
Zuge, yeah.
he did say in a tweet, I pulled it up real quick, he said, worth noting this round of layoffs only impacts the team in the U.S., not the core dev team in China. He says it's part of broader reconsideration of NetEase's overseas investments and studios. The firm has pulled funding from a number of overseas teams over the past year, which I think we talked about last year, obviously, with some of the other games that I don't recall off the top of my head. But even Japanese studios, because if you remember, and we talked about it, I think, last year when, what's his name, got poached from Sega, that a lot of these Chinese companies were investing overseas by poaching Japanese talent from Sega, from Capcom. Like it just happened with Itsuno from Capcom with Dragon's Dogma 2. They're like, we want to aggressively poach this talent, these leads, and launch new studios and new franchises and stuff like that. But again, like I've always said, it's especially with Rivals, right? And Concord and Suicide Squad. When you're like, hey, Overwatch is good? Holy shit. We need our own Overwatch. All right, so we're going to hire a studio. We're going to create a studio, whatever. It's going to take 5 years to launch that game, and you better hope that you follow the market and just even the genre is still viable in 5 years, right? So I think NetEase got scared with a lot of these investments. Maybe these decisions were already made before Rivals was a success. Maybe, I don't know, right? I'm just throwing up possibilities here where they're like, ooh,
Could be, but at the same time, after you see how successful it is, you could have, pivoted a little bit.
Redirected,
Maybe.
redone the course. Corrected.
But
Course
every-
corrected.
never
That's
know.
course corrected. Jesus.
Part of it, although they have reacted to recent, patches and stuff with some flexibility. They've changed some things around. They've extended the window for like winning some skin for this season. But otherwise, though, it does seem like they have like the bigger picture. It's definitely a machine. NetEase, like a very like efficient machine. And like you said, like I do feel like a lot of this was planned out way ahead of time, and it's just going by the script.
Yeah, you don't close the
might
studio.
have been
That's a long-term decision, right? It's not something they're just like,
Yeah.
you know what, our Rise doing good, but it could be better, right? And they just close it. This is probably months, maybe even before the game launched. I would have to imagine they're like, the number, like, we just need to cut these guys out. And it's like, oh shit, like, what do you do?
He said,
Get 'em
hopefully
as
in the future,
contractors.
hopefully it doesn't hurt the content later in the future, like past the roadmap. But we'll see, because you hope this
that's
game's
what
around
I'm
for a
worried
while.
about. Yeah.
Although, to be fair, Microsoft just went and closed that one studio that they got that was very successful, the skate rhythm game. What was that?
Hi-Fi.
Hi-Fi, yeah. So, I mean, it does happen. It just
They just like
for
closing
Microsoft.
things with the name Hi-Fi in it. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it just goes to show, because, like, I mean, for what you just said, Mike, I mean, NetEase is, like, a machine, but, like, that's the same thing, like, Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard King, like, they're a machine, right? It's not even about being successful, right? It's being, like, profitable to the point, or are you making investors money? Like, not even just like, hey, you made the company money. Are you making investor money? Like, that is the difference. And it's disgusting, obviously. Like, we could just look at Blizzard, right? Where they stopped releasing games other than WoW for the longest time because StarCraft 2 wasn't even profitable. They released one fucking mount on the WoW cash shop, and that outgrossed total lifetime sales of everything StarCraft 2 related, which just blows my mind. Sorry, I interrupted you.
That's right.
I'm
Another tangent.
making
issue.
I'm making a dumb comment, but aren't they supposed to be communists over there in China? It's very capitalistic.
Well, it's kind of scary, unrelated, but I just read some breaking news that, hold on, let me pull it up. Apparently, Niantic, which is the company that does a lot of mobile games, but primarily Pokemon Go, they're most known for, might be in talks to sell out to Saudi Arabia, which would include, which is just crazy.
The thing is, all these like offshore, like super wealthy countries are just like, hey, we're gonna buy up these different companies and get ourselves into these different markets and have footholds in these other countries. It's pretty crazy.
Saudi
Crazy,
Arabia, are they like own WWE now, don't they?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. I think that's going to wrap up the Gamecast, folks. That's going to do it for tonight. So thanks for tuning in once again. We are live on Twitch Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock. Please join us for these live broadcasts. If you can't see them, we're over on YouTube. Subscribe there so you get notified when we go live. And leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you over there too. Once again, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. We are out.